And hello everyone, good evening, hope everybody's doing well and have had a nice weekend and are just chilling now, ready for the start of a new week, whatever that may involve. So, without any further rambling, what are we doing first of all? Well, I've decided to go with this 1S43 Penzance to Edinburgh in the Voyager Class 220. So we're going to be driving from Plymouth to Exeter. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let's get this thing set up. Just get the master key in. Get this into forward. Are these my lights? Markers. Day. What else do we need to do? I don't drive the Voyager much. I'm not its biggest fan, if I'm completely honest, but there's a reason why I'm driving it tonight, and I'll explain why in a moment. DSD, DRD normal, TPWS normal, and sanding. I think that's everything. Let's get back in that chair because that noise is doing my head in. So let's unlock the doors, have a quick look outside. I find this Voyager, I know it is apparently, I haven't actually seen one in real life, so I don't know how realistic it is, but the volume, I feel, in fact I'm going to have to turn my headset down because I'm going to be deaf in a minute. The volume on this seems a bit too high. I think they need to slightly lower it because it, even if this is on another platform somewhere else over there, you'll still be able to hear it quite loudly, really. Right. So, anyway, so why am I driving this tonight? Well, I feel, from my personal experience, because at the end of the day, I feel that we all experience different anomalies with the game, different things that are more of a bug to others than they are to others, and then the same when you cross-platform as well. I know PC doesn't suffer from any of the big issue of blurriness, and console seems to be most affected by it. However, what I would say right at the start here is that I feel that playing on both platforms, I feel that playing on Xbox, there's less, what they call it, stuttering, and it's more subtle and smooth. It is there, and you'll probably see it because we are playing on Xbox tonight, but on PC it can be a little bit more kind of sharp and more obvious, whereas I feel Xbox is more optimized to avoid that. I'm sure many people will disagree, but that's from the time I've been spending on the game, that's my feeling on it. So why am I driving this tonight? Well, I drove on the Riviera line the other night. I hadn't been on it for a while because I'd been, persevering with Birmingham crew, and things are still not sorted with that yet, as we all know. I need to get going, don't I? I'll just get going and then I'll get into a bit more blurriness. Oh dear. Right. This is just combined throttle and brake, isn't it? So I think we can just go. We're already late, aren't we? From me nattering away.
The next station is...
I did close those doors, didn't I? Oh yes, somewhere off. Now notice we're in the station, which is a high asset area, and you'll notice that there's no blurriness whatsoever, and this wasn't mentioned in the recent update. The Riviera line got a few patches on the last update. And one of those patches was removal of a trackside clutter, it may have been described of. I can't remember without looking at it, the exact word. But trackside clutter or assets had been removed to improve performance. But it didn't specifically say what that performance was. And I'm wondering whether they're testing like a secret update, a secret conspiracy update to see how well this patch goes before implementing the same kind of environment improvements on here and just seeing how things go. Because when I first started playing Riviera, there was no blurriness. I mean, there was blurriness. Not terrible, not as bad as it's been on the Birmingham Crew route, where it's been significantly bad. It was never particularly bad on this route, I don't think, but it was there, it was noticeable, and it was frustrating. But when I drove the other night on here, and I did 3 services, I did it on the Cucumber, on the Voyager, and on the 150, and kept checking the exterior, and there was no blurriness, and I wasn't getting any blurriness on the dash neither. So anyway, hello super driver, I was going to call you then. Hello super sprinter, how are you doing? Nice to see you. My problem with Voyager at 80 feels unreal, in cab feels like around 30 miles an hour. Yeah, it's funny you mention that, actually. There's been experiences with like Class 87 and the Pacers, they feel very more faster than the actual speed you're going at. I don't know why that would be. I don't know whether it's some kind of optical illusion of some sort. I know that when you look closer to the cab, the speed can feel a lot more different. Cab window feel a lot more different from when you pull back. I mean, that feels faster. Ooh, I'm speeding already. Let's get this speed down. I want to try and behave myself tonight and try and look like I can play. Yeah. Right, so let me just have a look at my dash on what's coming up. We've got a 60 coming up, so my dash on my HUD. Our first stop's in 18 miles, so we should be able to coast along, and I should be able to chat with you all in a moment, because we won't have any more stops for at least 18 miles, but there is various speed changes along here which I'm sure are going to catch me out. Right, let's have a look. Hello Creature, I hope I'm saying that properly. Hi Dave, been playing a lot of Birmingham Crew on Series X, all nice, got 805 and 170 layers apart from the odd texture issue, and if I don't go away, just save and reload from start screen to reset. The graphics pop in and frame rate are all normal, nothing unusual there, brilliant route, just timetable and the blurred textures, but they are very infrequent. Yeah, I kind of agree. People in BGG forums seem to be overreacting. Yeah, to be honest with you, I find the gameplay better on Xbox than PC, and it's not because of the specs of my Xbox, my PC. My PC is well over the recommended requirements, and I have less stuttering on Xbox than I do on PC, despite having a high-spec computer. But what is annoying on that Birmingham Crew route is the blurry textures are an issue. They seem to be the worst on that route than any other, from my own experience. And what else was I going to say about Birmingham Crew route? What's become a little bit annoying also is the timetables being all, I don't know how, because that just seems to be a typographical error that's been made somewhere. Someone's not inputted the information properly, so not knowing what time you're arriving at the stations is a bit frustrating. Yeah, so I can't remember what the other issues are, but problems with the Class 66, although I do now have the Class 66 on the Birmingham crew route, I keep spawning in on some of the routes. I'll spawn in okay, and then there's other routes I'll spawn in the Class 66, and I just spawn on foot instead of actually, and the train's not even there. Not quite sure what's happening there anyway. Right, but interested to hear everybody's thoughts and experiences, because it's not been the best launch year from. I mean, I haven't been with Train Sim World from the very start, but last year's launch was, although there were problems with the the Euston to Milton Keynes West Coast Main Line. They were nowhere near as bad as what we've had with the main release, and then also, God, I'm well speeding here. Yeah, I've got what I was saying now anyway, but I think I got what I was trying to say across, really, from your experience. Let's just have a quick look outside. I mean, we're not in a high asset area here, so I wouldn't really expect any kind of blurring here, but I have known it to happen. But I don't want to kind of dominate the entire stream talking about blurriness. But I am really pleased that, as you can see, there doesn't seem to be an issue. But what I did do is I did go and play this Voyager on the Manchester commuter route straight after playing this, and the Voyager was blurring on that route, and it was actually blurring inside the cab. Now this is where I think some PC players are sort of, I mean, I'm a PC player as well, kind of confused as to why is it such a big problem, because you're going to be inside the train most of the time, but the issue actually occurs inside the cab as well. So if you're like British Ace, who does hoodless driving, and you're relying on the dashboard, then the blurriness does become, a significant issue to the player if that's the way they like to play. Have I fallen back with Super Sprinter? Oh, look, I keep going over my speed limits here because I'm chatting. Come on, Dave, get a grip, man. Get a grip. Creature, strange the PC thing. One thing, I don't have many routes kept installed, and I just about 100 gigabyte in size for TSW. Yep, agree though. I wouldn't say the route is totally unplayable. Amazing layers, I think you're trying to say there, yeah. I think it's great that we've got all these layerings happening now. It's brought routes alive, and I don't know whether all that layering is contributing to bugs and issues, but I don't think, I'm not a techie. I get the feeling it's to do with the route itself, because things seem to be worse on particular routes. Super Sprinter, Midland, is it the Midland Main Line, was a terrible route on release but was fixed quickly. And Creature, all work and get the great atmosphere around the station. First route to me that actually feels busy and alive. I'm guessing you mean the the Birmingham crew. Yeah, it's lovely around there. With all the layering. Crew feels quiet though. I'm not quite sure why. I wish, you know, even if they just put some more AI parked up in the sidings would just make it feel a little bit fuller. The crew station, you know, whenever I've been there, whatever time of day in real life, it's bustling. And so sort of got this perfect looking Birmingham New Street in terms of traffic, but a bit quiet at Birmingham. But it's not the end of the world for me because, you know, I'm getting that kick that you're saying from Birmingham crew in the Birmingham New Street station now. That's looking nice. I hope the stream's looking okay. I do stream in 2K, which is sort of at midway between 1080p and 4K, so it's sort of middle of the road, and I think that's about best to stream in terms of getting the best quality of it across so that you can try and see. Yeah, we had a little bit of blurriness as we come into the cab there, but I've always known that to be an issue anyway, and it's never bothered me. Creature could be missing 170 and 375s from crew. I don't think the cross city trains go up there. I think I've got all the DLC. Well, I don't think I have. I know I have. So everything that can possibly layer on should. I mean, there was a couple of issues with Class 66 because it wasn't appearing at all at first, and I think it was Super Sprinter here. It told me I need the cargo line. I can't remember what numbers they were, but I was missing a couple of the cargo line DLCs, and so that was the reason why my Class 66 wasn't appearing whatsoever. But it does now. But not for everything that's timetable. They appear on foot for some of them, and I can't understand what that reason is. Whether it's a bug or something on my end, I don't know. Right, we've got 8 miles to Totnes, is it? So, do you know what? I find I don't know if other people. I use controller on PC, and I'm on Xbox at the moment though, to avoid any confusion. And I use controller on Xbox to, well, obviously, and I think one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of driving the Voyager is I don't like the feel of the way it's set up on the controller. You have to really hold the trigger down for a longer period of time to get to the next notch. So I'm in notch 1 at the moment, power handle 2 now, whereas in other trains I only have to tap the trigger and it notches up straight away. I don't know how. I mean, it's nice to have various differences between each kind of loco in terms of the feel of it on the controller, but I mean, in real life, do people have to really press this down for longer than they would in other cabs? I don't know, but anyway. So it throws me sometimes. I think I've powered down a notch and really I've remained in the same notch and then panic sets in, and I end up getting close to having a spad or overshooting because it hasn't engaged properly. Could just be down to me being an naff. Especially when I'm on live. It's amazing how it's like being on a game show. You know, everybody knows the answers to the quiz at home when they're watching the TV, but when you're there in the studio under pressure, you no longer know the answer, and it is really more difficult. I don't know if that's a good kind of comparison to playing alone and streaming. So, Creature, I think at this point on consoles we probably have to accept the micro stutters and pop-ins, but like on Riviera I just accept it's part of the U4 engine and open worlds, etc. Yeah, it's been there from the start, hasn't it? Well before I started playing Train Sim World, it's been there from the very start, and you've hit the button on the head, and DTG don't hide from that fact that Unreal Engine 4, you know, it is not the perfect engine for what it's trying to achieve. I mean, I suppose the engine was almost out of date as soon as they started with it, really, but there was probably no other options at that time. And to be honest, I haven't seen any stutter on here yet. Have you so far? Unless the stream's stuttering, but I'm experiencing more stutter on PC than I do on console. Console is definitely much smoother, and one of the reasons for that is that the when DLC is uploaded to Xbox, unlike PC, all the shaders are already compiled, they're pre-compiled, but on PC they're not, so you have to run through the routes 2 or 3 times to compile all the shaders. Sometimes it might take a couple of more routes, so that the experience becomes a lot more smoother, whereas that's not as necessary with Xbox. But I barely notice any stuttering on. We might see a little, well, if we play a more intensive route after this one, then we might see a little bit of stutter, but on PC I find it quite bad. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can have the most powerful PC in the world, but it's all down to the engine, as you say. It's just not ideal, and I think that's why, you know, the Dovetail are trialing this spin-off game, the Subway game, on Unreal Engine 5 to see how that performs across all the platforms. And I think that perhaps in, maybe not next year, but the year after, we might be looking at a complete restart, because what is not going to be possible is to transfer all of the routes from here over into Unreal Engine 5. It's just impossible to do that. It means a total rebuild. So we'd be starting from scratch again, which would mean, of course, having to buy all the DLC all over again, because I can't see them allowing us to have it free. And it's going to take a long time for them to recreate all the routes all over again from scratch. Maybe a little bit quicker once they get into the rhythm of learning and understanding and how the new engine responds. But I'm no expert on any of it, and I don't think anybody's an expert on it, really, to be honest, because not even Dovetail themselves are experts on it. They've openly admitted they are at a loss trying to resolve the blurry issue on console, and
Yeah. So... not good. Right, we're 3 miles away. Super Sprinter, the 323 is the opposite, goes from platform 1, P1 to break 3 for me. What was that? 323. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the controller just works differently with different trains, which I suppose it should, but sometimes it's very easy to it's just not consistent. It's just a little bit of a frustration. It's not a bug. It's just me needing to, you know, just gain more experience with playing the game. You know, I've been playing since Train Sim World 4. Train Sim World 4, and I have quite a bit of time to get experienced with the game. I play it a lot, I do every day, but I still feel a long way from being close to being perfect. Right, we've got 1.7 miles. I've noticed, I just want to go into my settings because I've noticed that I was playing a scenario the other day and I had to it's not in there. Where is it? I want to try and find my settings for is it advanced settings? No. Modern gameplay, this is it. Objective marker, I want to turn that off. I think that's right. Yes. Let's get back in the game. I like to put myself under pressure by not having my stop markers in the platform, which invites, you know, on-stream spad, which is fun for the audience, but embarrassing for me. Super Sprint there. Creature, that's interesting. Info, Dave. Never thought about it yet. No seeing any on your stream so far or looking. Yeah, it is. And do you know what? All my settings are on full blast. I'm playing on a 4K TV screen, but it's not 120 frames per second. It is 60 frames per second. But other than that, everything's set to ultra where it can be set to ultra. It's as crisp as it can get on console. Let's have a quick look outside. Oh shit, we're coming into a station. Oh my god. And we would have a 25 mile an hour speed limit beforehand. Are we going to make it? We just done it. Right. We're only a minute behind. Because of my gibbering. Right, I'm assuming, I don't know whether this is an end stop. I had 4 carriages, didn't I? See, I'm struggling to get into power off. Is that 4? No, what's the next one? Here we go, it's by this guy in the green jacket. There we go. Come on, stop.
This is Topness. This is
So, just having a look. The textures here, all looking good. That is a 4-car stop there, isn't it? Oh, we've got more than 4. I thought I counted 4. So we should have stopped a little bit further. Does that mean we're overhanging at the back? Yeah, we are. Oh, shine a light. Oh my god. I've got to go and have tea and biscuits with the manager, fellas. And ladies, if there's any ladies in the stream too. Lock the doors. So I should have stopped here. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's get going. But that's a good thing about not having the markers on it. Makes it more challenging stopping at the stations at the right
next
spot.
Station is Newton Abbot. This is a cross-country service to Edinburgh Waverley.
Super Sprinter, my 8-year-old drove an 08 shunter from Doncaster to New York. New York, he's done well in a Class 08. It's going to take a lifetime to do that. Look, see, I can't get my power off here. Come on, let's get down it. Come on, let's get this power down. Right, my 8-year-old drove an 08 shunter from Doncaster to Newark, not New York, on Friday. Took him around 2.5 hours. I'd not have the patience. They are awfully slow, them, aren't they? But there was it the Class 09, or there was a few variants of some could go faster. I think some could go up to 25 miles an hour, couldn't they? But yeah, I'd love to have I'm envious. I'm dead jealous. Your son's so lucky. He's got a great dad, taking him to all these places. I've seen some of your uploads, and yeah, they're great. He's always got a big smile on his face. It's brilliant. He's so spoiled. Yeah. Oh, that must have been awesome. I'd like to go and do one of those Class 37 days, you know, or packages you can buy at these heritage centres, and I'd love to have a go at driving one of those. That would be brilliant. And I think they used to do them at Llangollen Railway, which is only half an hour away from me. And I need to go and check out Llangollen Railway again and see what they've got on offer there, whether they still do these driver days. Creature, have you tried JR Sim Dave or any of the full motion video Japanese train sims? They're good for a change of scenery, though I came from them to TSW. I like all the different views with TSW. This is my first experience with any simulation game, to be honest. I was tempted to give flight simulators a go at one point. I was curious to give them a go because I found flight simulators pretty awesome when I've watched people's streams on them, and where you can fly and how people mimic being pilots, you know, doing all the radio stuff and that. Fantastic. But then I accidentally fell upon Train Sim World, and I thought, well, that's it. That's where my childhood interests lie, with trains. And when I saw what you could do with Train Sim World, I was in. I was sold straight away, because to me, it's the train set I can never have, because you couldn't possibly set this train set up in your loft. My loft's quite big, and I have got halfway through a build in there with a layout. So it's yeah, I like Train Sim World, but not been interested in any other simulators. I have got Train Sim Classic, but I only got that so that I could access the North Wales route, because that's where I come from. And I only dabble in UK stuff, so all of my content, you'll notice, only focuses on UK related stuff. So that's my niche, probably restricting myself in terms of getting viewership and whatever. But I can't relate to routes in other countries because I've never been to those countries, and so they don't appeal to me as far as I feel they could even be fictional, because I've never been there. If I went there, I'd buy the route tomorrow, though. I'm sure that would be the case. But as I explore, you know, the UK routes in more depth and reach a level where I feel I've reached an acceptable standard of skill, I think I'll probably will start dabbling in one or two of the, you know, possibly start off with some of the American routes. Maybe one night I might do a stream where you can all just have a laugh in trying to see me do something completely from scratch. I would need to have a lot of help from the chat in doing that. Don't think we're gonna get right. Anyway, let's have a look in the chat. Joshua, how are you doing, Joshua? Hi there. I'm playing Train Sim World 6 and currently driving the Great Western Express route. Brilliant. Super Sprinter, I go there for the summer diesel galas. They didn't do one this year. Is that Llangollen? Yeah. They used to, years ago there was, I forget what they used to call it. I don't know if it was called Spirit of Steam, or I'm getting that mixed up with Train Sim World route, aren't I? Can't remember what Steel and Stars it was called at Llangollen. And at the end of the gala they would do a cavalcade of 10 steam locomotives, which I've got on video. I think there might be a trailer of it in my channel somewhere. And that was awesome to see in real life, you know, all of these 10 locos all hooked up. That must take some organising. Do you put safety systems on? Yes, I've got my safety systems on. I'm assuming you're referring to the AWS and DSD. I haven't dabbled with the GSMR because I think, is it done automatically anyway? So that's on my to-do list, is to learn more about the GSMR. I was reading up about it a little bit the other night. You have to put the number in, don't you? So the number is, oh, it's not on there, 1S43, so it's already in there anyway. Maybe you can tell me, do I need to confirm it or something? I don't really normally use the DRA when I stop at stations, which I believe you should do at every station. But I do it if I've got a long stop at a station, because it just helps remind me to put this into neutral, save the safety systems going off whilst you're waiting for a 10-minute wait in certain cases. Right, I'm over braking here. Let's get into minimum brake. No, we don't need to put in any brake at all yet. We've still got almost 2 miles. Yeah, the train set thing is Did I miss Super Sprints? That went on the last day of the GCR today and last day for the Scottish 27. They smashed the socks off it. Cool. Yeah, the train set thing is also very expensive. I'm on the same thinking, recreating TSW. It's definitely about going to the place and riding the trains with the Japanese ones. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people complain about the prices of DLC and whatever on Train Sim World, but to be honest with you, when you compare it with how expensive model railways are, it's at least the last time I bought a Loco, which was going back a couple of years ago now, it was, with the sound on it as well, it was, you were talking of £200 a go every time, at least. I imagine that's much higher now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere in the £500 mark, and then, straight track's cheap enough, but then turnouts and whatever are expensive. And all the electrics, yeah, scenery, everything, it's expensive. So it's a much more affordable way.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when
But they
stepping
do
down
have their
the train.
pluses and minuses. There is a lot of satisfaction in building your own railway, of course. Right, I'm going to go quiet now while I try and get this train to stop properly. We got a cucumber in. I didn't know they were called cucumbers. I learned that from British Ace, their nickname. Right, so I'm assuming this has got to be an end of platform stop. How late are we? Oh my god, we're megally late, but... I need to check how many carriages I've got on. Because that's 12 over there, isn't it?
Newton Abbot.
Is that 12? So we got 8. So here we are again. No blurriness. And the blurriness would be likely to happen here. With it being a station and a couple of trains. Alright, it's not Birmingham New Street, of course, where it kind of pushes it. But everything is bloody crisp, Right, lock the doors. Joshua, you got the Great Western... Why aren't the doors locking? Right, I haven't found a bug here, have I? Oh, have I got a... No, I've got, what are they called? Locked off. Why was that door open? I'm assuming that must be... what they call it, the train faults. I'm going to be funny about the train faults in a minute.
The next
They've
station is
apparently they've repaired them.
Country service to Edinburgh Waverley.
Just let this woman shut up. She going to go on or what? No, is that it? She's gone. Right. What was I going on about? Yeah, the train faults. One of the things that was fixed was reducing the number of train faults. And I had them switched off from the start anyway, because I couldn't bear the damn things, Because real train drivers have said, who play Train Sim World, that you would never, out of all their career, they've never known there to be so many frequent faults. I mean, they should occur, in every sort of, I don't know, timetabled stuff, every so often, just now and again, once a day. Once in every, I don't know, anyway. But there's enough. My little funny joke is, there's enough faults in the game without introducing them as a feature, you know? So just switch the damn things off. I don't want to know about them. Just get them out of my life. They don't interest me. I don't want train faults. So that train fault that came up then should not have been there because I've got them turned off. Joshua, I got the Great Western Express because I heard it is having a remaster. Did I just read that? Yes, it is. And we've been close to release on it for I don't know how long. But I know it's not a priority thing, so I think the guy who's doing the development on it sort of doing it in his own kind of time. But I think we are near to it. Though there again, you know, with all the bugs and issues at the moment, I'm wondering whether things are going to be put back a little bit overall. Let's have a look at this nice view. Oh, look at that. That looks very real, doesn't it? In this weather. With me 50% cloud. I've got custom weather on. I always set my cloud at 50% because it adds depth to the sky. So it makes it more visual. Gives it more focal length, if you like, and it doesn't over wash out the scenery colours. The scenery colours look nice and sharp. Let's get my throttle up. No wonder I'm late. Beautiful. Yeah, so Joshua, with that route that you've got, it's getting an update, and that update will be free. That has been confirmed. You're thinking of getting the Cross City next when I get them more money. Cool. Is the Cross City the other Birmingham route, I think, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong, because my memory is not the best in remembering which route is what. I know me BR Blue stuff, because that is my main interest, is the BR Blue era, so I'm getting excited for the what's it called, Crewe to Preston, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea. Right, I'm trying to behave myself here with these speeds. I think GSMR, you just turn it on, but only when stopped. Oh, right. Oh, so you press it on every time you stop at a station then? So you don't just press it on at the beginning. You press it on at every station. Is that how it... I don't know. But it's something I should look at, because I like to try and drive the train as realistically as I can. Joshua, if you're on console, there may be an Xbox sale coming up soon. Going by what happened last year, there's only one sale that comes up a year, one big sale that comes up a year with Xbox. That's one of the bugbears with Xboxes, is very rarely any sales, and I think that's to do with Microsoft themselves, not with Dovetail, because even PlayStation has more sale. So it might be worth picking up a couple of routes from that sale. But I can't guarantee there is one. But I think it was sometime around this year a big Xbox sale was on, and that's the best time to grab as much as you can. But looking at other people's streams or asking people like myself, can you drive or do a drive, I mean, on a particular route, and then we can have a look at it together live on stream then. Super Sprinter, it tells you stop distance below hand in top left corner, mate. It tells you to stop distance below hand, top left. Right, I'll have to. I'm struggling to digest where I'm supposed to be looking. Creature, new faults not needed. Exactly. Southeastern Oxford, hello there. I can't wait for this Class 90. Yeah, it's going to be a much needed and wanted break from the damn shed, isn't it? You know, that Class 66. I mean, we're going to be restricted just to, because I think it's just electric only, isn't it? I don't think it's a bi-mode loco, is it? So it'll just be situated on electrified lines, if I'm right. I could be wrong. I don't know. Tell me in the chat if it is bi-mode, but I don't think it is. I know that the class, in real life, the new class, is it the 91? It's bi-mode, which looked pretty cool. Is it the class 91 or 90? But I'm looking forward to this. What's it called? A lot of speed changes on this route, isn't there? Nice. My scoreboard at the end's just going to be full of red spots. Right, we're down to 60. Right, where was I? Southeastern Oxford. I can't wait for Class 90. Yeah, well, I've read that one, haven't I? Which reminds me what I was going to say. Right, now then, just off on a tangent now. This was one of the fixes, so if we just get out the cab, they fixed the C, because when you came past here, the C, why that wheel doesn't go around, I don't know, and apparently in real life that wheel doesn't even exist, and it's bolted into the ground, so it's not a travelling one. But yeah, the water wouldn't be by here, would it? It used to glitch out. So it was like... so that's been fixed. That looks better now, because it used to disappear and then just suddenly... instantly jump in. Let's get my throttle up. So that's great, that's been fixed. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, it's gone out of my head. Yeah, we got the nuclear release, haven't we, on Tuesday? And I'm quite looking forward to that DLC. I like the Class 20s anyway, but you'll use Class 47s on the Carlisle-Preston route. Yeah, just quite interested in that DLC because the nuclear flasks used to go through North Wales quite a lot. I remember in my childhood. Oh Christ, look at this. So I'm looking forward to getting that. Sadly, I don't get early access to showcase it to everyone, so it'll be on the day of release. My intention is I'm gonna risk buying it on Xbox, and so that people can see it on Xbox and feel confident that it works. Surely they can't be unlucky that many times. Yeah. I think I'm going to buy it on Xbox. It's easy to get a refund off Xbox if you get an instant refund if it isn't working. But if you miss the window like I did recently, it's much more difficult to try and get a refund. So if you're not happy with the DLC, make sure you apply for a refund straight away with wherever you bought it from, not from Dovetail. Apparently they're not responsible for giving the refunds, it's the actual retailer, which is the case with anything really, isn't it? If you buy it in a shop, you go back to the shop. Nevertheless, you know, Dovetail do have a responsibility to ensure that they support any issues, obviously. Right, so we've got 7 miles left. How are we doing on chit chat? Right, so it tells you stop distance below hand in top left corner, mate. Top left corner. Right. So do I press that? Do I? Is it that button or this button? That's cool if it does tell you that stop distance, because that would be really handy. Right, let's get the speed up on this. We're going to be quite a bit late here, aren't we? Just have another look outside. As I say, again, everything's looking clean. But as I say, when I went on the Manchester route, she was blurring up quite a lot. And that's why I've used the Voyager tonight, because I would have much preferred to have drove the Cucumber, because I like driving that. But I feel the Voyager is... I'd be interested to hear from any of you. I feel the Voyager is most prone to the blurriness situation. Is she banking... Oh no, they don't bank these, they don't tilt, do they? Creature, I can't. Southeastern, I can't wait for the press on once. Press on once, mate. Right, okay. Big slide there is real life. No big wheel. I know it's weird that. It's on your mileage countdown on the hood. Right. I was going to point to it, but I can't, can I? So is there anybody else getting the nuclear pack? I'm going to give it a go anyway. I've never really been... I bought the military pack. That was the last pack they did, wasn't it? Cargo line pack. And I was a bit disappointed because, I mean, I know it was already said that the military pack wouldn't include any guns and things because they don't want to upset anybody. It was just sort of like army civilian type of vehicles on it, which were just not interesting to me. And so it just didn't feel... And they don't represent actual vehicles. I think they're fictional. I might be wrong on that, I don't know. But as soon as I heard that, I thought, I'm not interested then. And so I've got a DLC there now that I don't need, because I'm never going to use it. Right, we're late. We're late, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Very late. Well, not very, very late, but... Right, so I'm going to give something else a drive. I was going to drive either the Cucumber on here or the 150, but... Right, we've got double yellows. We'll just play safe and chop some speed off with the double yellows. Yeah, if any of you who are there, if there's a particular UK route and train you want me to drive, then please suggest it. Right, we've got a single yellow now.
We are now approaching Exeter St David's.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Let's just do a texture check going past here now with these two trains together, because so there's no blurriness there. There's a... Ooh. Why is my... Oh, I've put my train into emergency. Oh, Lord. That's what you get for going outside. Now, I can't remember whether there is a time limit, a time restriction. No. It looks like it's allowing me to go. Yeah. Sometimes when you go into emergency mode, you have to wait for a minute or two on some locos. Yeah, worst thing you can do when you're streaming, but that's what people want to see. They want to see exterior shots as well, and to be honest, I like to see outside. But when you're streaming, it's just harder to keep an eye on everything. Right. How late are we? Only a couple of minutes. I've known later trains in real life. Oh dear. Where's the board? So is that my board there? It's got to be my board, isn't it? Come on. The braking looks sharper when you're closer to the windscreen.
This is
Right.
Exeter St David's. This is a
Let's get everyone off. So there you go. Am I dreaming it, or has there been a blurry texture fix on the Riviera line? Because there are no blurry textures. Wow, look at all those speedings. It looks like I've got the measles. I'm phoning in sick, guys. I can't do any more with that disaster. Right, anyway, anybody got any suggestions on any route or train they would like me to give a go? I would like to see some more maintenance trains. I think that would be good. Yeah. Super Sprinter. Right. Okay. I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what we could do. If no one suggests anything, I think what I might do is go to the West Coast Main Line route, and we'll do a little bit of free roam. I don't know if any of you have seen my video, but I pushed out Oh, Joshua, I've got all UK routes, and all of them are all on my Xbox, apart from a couple. Peak Forest I've got on the PC, and I think there's a couple of just one or two little routes. I can't remember what they were, but anyway, let's have a look. I can show you the routes because we're in the menu, aren't we? So here's all the routes. We've got Birmingham Cross City, Blackpool, East Coast Main Line, Cathcart Circle, Cardiff, Fife, Great Western. Want to try and avoid doing Fife because I've done that recently on a stream. London Underground, crap for streaming because you're just in the dark. Overground, not my cup of tea, but give it a go if you want. I just hate stopping too frequently. Love this one, but I streamed on that one not so long ago. Manchester Airport Commuters, cool. Midland Main Line. Northern Trans Pennine, one of the older routes, but in BR Blue. Spirit of Steam is like a ghost town because there's barely anything in it. Southeastern High Speed. I was doing the rail treatment train scenario on that yesterday, which I enjoyed. That's an American one that I got free. Tees Valley, West Coast Main Line, which is what I'm thinking of doing. I was thinking of going on the West Coast Main Line and driving the Class 802, which is, brother or sister to the 805 that's coming out soon. I don't know if you've seen the video I made about the Class 805 pack that's coming out. There's no release date on it yet, but we'll have the Avante Class 805, which will be an interesting new addition to popularise that and layer that route. And it'll be layering onto the, what's it called? Birmingham crew. And they get it sorted. West Coast Main Line, Preston's Carlisle, Just Trains, my favourite third-party developer. We got a Dresden route, but that came with one of the packs I'd bought. West Somerset is a bore because you can only do 15 miles an hour. West Coast Connell, bit boring. That came free. So did that. Yeah, so that's all the routes. Voyager, Super Sprinter. Voyager had a patch last weekend. Last Wednesday. Did it? Well, whatever patch they made hasn't made a difference to its blurriness anyway. On the Manchester route. I think you should do the West Coast Main Line South. Right, let's do that then. It'd be good to do that one because I'm curious to see how well it'll play. What we're going to do, we will spot, unless do any of you want me to do a specific train? I love driving the Class 390. Who doesn't? It's just beautiful. I won't do the tube tonight though, because it's a nightmare remembering how to start the thing up. Once you get it going, it's alright. Don't mind driving the 350s, but we've done a lot of that in crew. So really there's only the Class 390, but what I was thinking of doing was spawning in a Class 805. Sorry, not an 805, a Class 802, so that you can kind of see and feel what it'll be like to what the 805 will be, which is very similar, but is slightly less powerful and smoother than the 805. The 805 was designed for climbing hills, whereas the 802, the 805 is for more smooth sort of intercity routes. Right, so okay, let's do something different then. Let's spawn it in. No one's saying anything, so from what I can see here yet, someone jumps in before I start it, then I'll give something else a whirl. So, London Euston, 10 o'clock. Let's turn off the rain, because it always rains on dynamic weather at the end. Cloud level. So let's go into the summertime. Had enough of autumn colours now. Cloud level 50. And what we're going to do is we'll spawn in this 802. Which is the cucumber, I think, isn't it? Hello there, Anza Jude. I don't know if I said that properly. Anza Jude. Hello. Good evening. So here we are at, what's it called? Euston. Now, if I'm coming from North Wales, this is the station I will arrive at and come to. Good God, we're stuttering here. Yeah, I think it's naughty that we can't go out of the station and look at the exterior of the station. That's one of my bugs that I don't like. And you can't even go into the foyer. You can if you use your other camera, if you sat inside your train. But that bugs me, that. So what we're going to do is we're going to spawn in a 802 and we're going to drive that. Someone mentioned something in my comments yesterday on one of my videos about the class 805 that's being released, and I'll go into that in a moment. But we'll just get the train spawned in first. Seems a little bit quiet here. I suppose it isn't exactly rush hour. Let's get it in here. 8, 2. Oops, I put 3 in instead. Right, there we go. We'll have a loaded one. Shouldn't we have a big loaded one? That's a very long one, isn't it? We'll have a very long one. I hope it fits. Is it going to fit in there? Oh my God, it's not fitting in. We need a longer platform. We're going to have to go over here. Right, close your eyes, people. Don't tell anybody what I just did. This platform seems a bit longer. Have we got a train parked in it, though? No. Please tell me it'll spawn in, because it did the other day. What's going on? It's not spawning in. Tell you what. Let's spawn in a different one. A shorter one. Maybe that was the issue. I can't see it being the issue, like, but... 805. I keep putting the 805 in. 802. Right. 82 loaded. Okay. Or should we do a 10? Let's do a 10. Try that one. Empty. Loaded. Ah, so that fits in. Let's just do that there then. Yeah. Ooh, that's nice and blurry. Oh, now I can't move. Why is that? I'm stuck. What the? I don't know what happened there. Right. Let's get in. Now, of course, we wouldn't see this on this route. It wasn't designated for this route, but it's the nearest thing to an 805. ETC traction, DRA, normal. Is that relevant? Emergency brake, AWS, DPWS, vigilance, DSD, and I don't even know what that one's for, to be honest, but I know it needs to be switched on. Is this TPWS normal? Right, let's get in the chair and let's get a key in, get it into forward, acknowledge, let's get our lights on.
PWS and AWS operational.
Full. Right, now then, I've fallen back with chat. Let me just have, before we set it, let's have a look what people have been saying. I think you should do the West Coast Main Line, so that was where we were left off. I said hello to Answer Dude, and then Creature, hello there Creature, got to dust Dave, gotta go Dave, dinner to be made and all that, enjoy the stream, happy driving, see you next time. Oh, thank you mates. If you've already gone, then you've gone. Well, thanks mate. And Sadud, I'm based in Sydney, so it's morning for me, mate. Cool. What do you think about the new Crewe to Preston route? Crewe to Preston route. What do I think of the new Crewe to Preston route? Looks sick from what I can see. From everything that's been published so far in the press releases, it's looking, you know, just typical Just Trains perfection from a BR Blue fan. So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, what's particularly exciting is that there's going to be a lot more freight involvement than their previous two other routes, because we've got all these coal merry-go-rounds, and that's just going to be brilliant. You know, I can't wait for that. And if you ever get stuck using photo mode after you turn it off, just turn it back on and off until it's fixed. Right, thanks for that little tip. Southeastern, if you can't move, press A on Xbox control. Right, thank you. I'm glad you've all experienced something which... is that me clicking? Yeah. Super Sprinter should have spawned and a zoomer in and pretend it's LNER divert, mate. Right. Open JT makes a East Coast Main Line in the 1970s with the Deltics. Right, we need to set up our route, don't we? So, set path. We'll just do a straight run through, shall we, to Milton Keynes. So that it can, I don't know. I'm going to stop it here. Won't it let me stop it there because that train's coming? We'll stop it there then. Right, so there we go. We don't need... Do we open the doors? I mean, there's not really any passengers getting on, is there? Because it's not programmed in. Hey, it looks nice though, doesn't it? There's no blurriness on this. Is there any blurriness on any trains over here? Well, it's going past, so I wouldn't be able to tell. I don't know whether I really experienced it on here anyway, really, but we're in a busy station now, so if we were going to get any blurries, it would be here. That's all nice and sharp and clean. I've never known the Pendolino to get blurry. Well, I have, briefly. Anyway, I'm motoring away. Let's get going. Have we got a green light? Get the brakes off. Did we close the doors? No. So I think by driving this, it's the nearest thing we can get to experiencing what it's going to be like having the 805. As I say, the 805 is not as powerful as the 802. It's just smoother from what I've read up on. I'm not a train expert or engineer, so I'm happy to be proven wrong or corrected. It feels nice anyway. I mean, I have driven. I did use this in the video I put out the other day for my sort of background visuals. But someone in the comments had mentioned if the line, because these are non-tilting trains, aren't they? The Hitachi family, 801, 802, 805. So they do not tilt, and currently the West Coast Main Line, as it's currently set up in game, does not allow non-tilting trains to go faster than 110 miles an hour along the route, and you'll see that to be the case with this in a moment. So he was asking whether the 805 will be able to achieve, because in real life non-tilting trains can now go at 125 miles per hour along the West Coast Main Line, that sort of route between Euston and, I think he said, Wembley. So he wanted to know whether that is being implemented, but nothing has been said in any of the press releases about that, so I don't know whether that has been, you know, thought out during the development. I guess the only way we can get a answer before release is to getting quite a few stutters here, and this is on Xbox now. I guess, but we are in a built-up area, so it's to be expected. I would say it was at the right level, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, we're not going to know about somebody asking Dovetail on stream or in Discord or something, or the developers, whether they've increased the line speed for non-tilting trains. What Xbox do you use? Oh, I've gone back a little bit here. Let's have a look. Hoping GAT make a East Coast Main Line in the 1970s with the Deltics. Yeah, I've noticed in a few comments elsewhere that people love the Just Train stuff, but getting tired of it all being a northern releases and would like to see more southern based or eastern based routes set in the BR Blue era. I think it is well overdue, really, because most of the BR Blue stuff is set up north, really, with the other releases too. So I think it's only fair, really, that other parts of the UK should be given a bit of a chance. But personally, I would prefer to see the North Wales route made by Just Trains, because I would prefer to see it set in the 1980s than in current day, because current day only really does, you know, modern day passenger services, and it's got no freight really now compared to what it had in the 80s. It was very alive when I was a kid, and the pattern Just Trains have been following is like everything sprouting off from Preston, and I don't know, I'm just making a wishful guess that they might start sprouting off from Crewe in other directions for the next release. And I would like them to obviously go in the easternly direction towards Wales. Sorry, west towards Wales. Can't hear the DSD very loud in here. Kit Kat, Kev, hello Dave, hope you're well and okay. Hi, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you again. I'm am I doing on speed here? Right. I had a go at spawning a train in, but it didn't work for me for some reason. On this route. Yeah, I had the same issue the other night with something. And it just wouldn't spawn in. It just that was it. It was on the Riviera line, and it wouldn't spawn in on one side of the track no matter what I did. But if I went on the opposite side of the track, which is where I didn't want to be, this is very stuttery. Has it always been this stuttery? Let's go outside. So just pick that in a Avante colours. So it feels nice to drive anyway, but it's probably going to sound smoother, the 805. Yeah, we can go to 110 now. And the dude, and also because it's a digital and I don't need to buy the discs which don't have the starter pack. Right, I'm on Xbox Series X. Your other question was, I use the Series S one because it's cheap. So you're on Series X. I think Series X, from what I've heard from other Series X players, is that it does have it struggles compared to having the X. But yeah, you know, everybody these days are on a really tight budget. And I totally understand. And I think a large number of Train Sim World people are on a very tight budget. And I think that's why people get a little bit more upset, including myself. I mean, any of us, when DLC is launched broken. You know, you've spent you know, a lot of money. I mean, 30 quid is a lot of money to people. I mean, 30 quid can be a couple of days, not even a couple of days, 1 day's worth of food for a family, maybe. You know, yeah. So what else was saying? Kit Kat, I had a go at alright. You don't have the starter pack. Panzer Dude. Super Sprinter, that must be the reason why my 125 can only go 90 miles an hour between Wolverhampton and Stafford. Yeah, because is it in non-tilt mode then, is it? Oh yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of the Pendolino, the 125. Yeah, that would explain it, wouldn't it? Because I've noticed it before, but I've never kind of thought about it properly until that guy mentioned the other day in the comments, and it got me thinking. And then I did a bit of research on it as well. Originally, between here and Euston, in real life used to be restricted to 110 for non-tilting trains, but that was changed in real life, So should be able to. I think the new timetable for that pack that's coming out is going to be set in modern day. I think this timetable is currently set in 2019 or 2020 or something like that, but it's going to be a 2025 timetable. Right. They don't even fix books yet, mate. Kit Kat Kev. David, my big C treatment is not working. Oh no. So they can't do anything. Oh man. Oh. I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. I feel emotional because my wife passed away with you know, and she had a very aggressive form though, and there was nothing they could do from the start really, and she was 45, and it's a nightmare. But anyway, I hope you get the best treatment they could give you in terms of managing it anyway. And I hope, because I know not many of us are fortunate enough to have family around us, but I hope you've got family around to help support you and to do everything you want to do in this world. And yeah. Kit Kat Kev, I was going to do the Class 66 from Birmingham's crew and there was no loco or freight in the station. Yeah, Birmingham's crew, eh? It's full of it. The Class 66 is the worst locomotives, I hate them. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them. But they're boring to drive, you know, compared to your other diesels from the BR Blue era. Yeah. So, you know, I hope they release this Class 90 ASAP, so that we can have a change from that on the modern day routes. But I'd love to see one of these sort of new kind of, you know, the Class 99, is it? Or the Class 91s, that are bi-mode, that are modern day. Imagine that might be some time before we get them, because they've only just come out in real life. Yeah, the big C is cancer, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm assuming that's what you were referring to before. Yeah. Yeah, the big C is cancer. Yeah. Ugh. Horrible word to say as well, isn't it? Oh no, you're on your own, mate. Right, okay. well, you're not on your own completely. We're around. Reach out to us in the community, or people like myself. Hopefully I'll set up a Discord channel at some point, which will make it easier for people to contact me more easily. Obviously I don't want to talk about it in depth here for mine and your sake, but make sure don't feel bad about asking for help from the authorities and the people who should be providing the help for what you have, such as a Macmillan nurse, and also getting help from your GP in terms of accessing community services. They provide support workers with people who require some extra help. There's been a period in my I have had my ill health issues myself, and I've had to have outside support where someone's come in for a couple of hours a week to provide, just help me with some cooking, to batch make some food, and also just have someone to chat to for a couple of hours, and I'm sure you're already aware of various support groups as well, but those connections can mean a lot. South Eastern Oxford, on the train you're driving, there is a weird bug where if you're under the wires, you can't go back to diesel. I don't know if it's been fixed or not. I had heard about that, yeah. With me using it in free roam. Oh yeah, we got a bit of blurry here, which I kind of would have expected with this route. But it's not terrible. Oh, look that. Oh, I thought that door was open then. Crikey, how am I supposed to look at that? Yeah, I have heard somebody mention that somewhere. I get mixed up where I read things now because I sort of poke my head in different places. The community's spread across so many channels, such as Discord, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Why has it gone foggy? Because I put my seems a bit foggy. So South Eastern Oxford, yes, I've heard about that. I haven't looked myself. Super Sprinter, Cathcart, you can always chat to me also. Cool. Yeah, we're all here. Oh, look, I'm speeding. You buggers. I'm blaming you lot. Right, we've got 21 miles to go. So as you can see, we are in, I think, 125 mile an hour speed limit now, really, which we should be able to do in the 805. Quite funny, modern trains are all quite new to me. I know most of me BR Blue stuff by numbers and wherever, but I can feel she's struggling a little bit up here. Now she's going uphill. Yeah, trying, oh, look, we got a bit of blurriness in here. Now this is what I mean about, because PC players are saying, "Oh, what's the big problem? It's just a bit of blurriness. What's the big headache? It's just a bit." But you see, if you're driving hoodless You can't. Why is that in focus and nothing else? You're a bit screwed, aren't you? You know. So it is an issue that has to be resolved. For you know, for being able to drive the damn thing. But as you noticed, we didn't have any of this whatsoever on the Riviera line, and I wasn't getting any stuttering neither. But I'd expect stuttering on this line. It is more intense. I've noticed it started to level out more now. It's not as happening as much now that we've come out of the built-up areas. Yeah, but I can't read a thing up there. Pressed. Yeah, folks. So I'll set up a Discord group. I'll try and get that done this week. I'm new to Discord anyway. I had to set it up for work-related reasons, and with like any new social media platform, it takes me a bit of time to fathom my way around the damn things and how they work. So I'm kind of set up on it now, but I haven't got my own channel or server or whatever you call it. And if we get one, you lot can suggest things to me about what you'd like to see me drive on streams. Or set me a challenge, and we can also share stuff between each other and have chit chats and make contact with each other. I think that'd be a good thing. I have a minor bird called Cheeky Mickey. If I tell him to shut up, he tells me to... He can be a pet. Well, how does he know that word, Kit Kat? You know, how did he know that word? Come on now. Dear. Do you know what? So you were saying you don't have any family. I don't live with anybody. I'm on my own here. I do have a sister and that, but you know, I'm self-supportive, and I go through some really rough times here on my own. And I've got 2 Jack Russells. In fact, I've always had 2 Jack Russells, but one of them passed away a couple of years ago, and then I got a puppy not so long ago. But that's turned into a nightmare because they don't get on with each other. But they keep me sane. Well, they don't. They don't keep me sane at all. They create a distraction for me from the other traumas of life. And animals bring, you know, and it's not just dogs or cats. I mean, people gravitate to various pets, don't they? And animals. I mean, there's people who've got tigers as pets. You'd want to make sure that never got hungry, wouldn't you? Yeah. So pets. My support workers, my soldiers, I call them. I call my 2 Jack Russell soldiers are my support workers. They really push me to my limits. They keep me alive, and they give me a cuddle as well, and they're very, very emotional. Jack Russells have got this massive bravado, cheeky little buggers. You know, my little puppy now, he's at that stage where he's running off with all my clothes, you know, and then just cutting holes into all of them. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to get to Tesco's in clothes full of holes. It's crazy. Kit Kat, I couldn't afford a minor bird when I was a kid, so I took a moorhen from my local river. Me and me mum and dad went ballistic. Oh dear, yeah. Cool. Oh look, we're going into a night. You know, I don't care. We're going into night here. Yeah, I've heard of. There's a play. What's it called? There's a film version of it as well. It's a Ken Loach film, I think. No, it's not. Anyway, a load of kids who have got behavioural issues and stuff. I think it was filmed back during the time when Kes, that famous film about the Kestrel. You know, that was an amazing film. That was a fantastic film by Ken Loach as Kes. It's very similar to that, and I forget the name of. But all these kids go on a trip to North Wales from Liverpool, and they stop at a zoo, and yeah, the kids have nicked the bloody penguin, haven't they? You know, and it's quite a funny film. I think it's got Alan. Is it Alan Bleasdale who plays the teacher in it? Anyway, I'll try and find out, but Kicker, I was watching Chubby Brown on DVD. That's how he knows the word. All right. Yeah, but you know, he's obviously influenced by your interests. Chubby Brown, eh? You know what? I mean, I love all that stuff. In fact, my thumbnail tonight, I'll use it next week. To sort of, I can't call it clickbaity, but I was going to put a thumbnail up with Kenneth Williams I actually made it. Kenneth Williams sat in the corner of the thumbnail with Carry On, and I was going to put in the thumbnail Carry On and Ride With Me. Which I thought might get, you know, people's attention to come into the stream, because it's Sunday night, and I like to try and keep the streams, you know, light and fun, but, you know, obviously talk about the elephants in the room as well, and, you know, life, but have a laugh too, and I just thought having, you know, Kenneth Williams drinking a cup of tea in the corner of my thumbnail, because the Carry On films, you know, it's all naughty humour and Chubby Brown, and who was the other guy? Who's the other fat guy? So you can't say fat guy anymore, can you really? There was another fat comedian. Oh, I can't remember his bloody name. I remember him having a big row with Jim Bowen on some chat show. I love all that 80s humour. You know, and all the old comedies. I mean, we've got, you know, you had a week long of sitcoms. There was a sitcom on every night, because there just wasn't enough room on a Saturday to, you know, fit all these brilliant sitcoms that we had. Well, I don't even know if any sitcoms exist anymore. Are there any? Because I don't watch television anymore. In fact, I should cancel my TV license. I don't need it. I don't watch TV at all. I just watch YouTube. Super Sprinter 165. What do you feed the moorhen? Mark Moss. Hi, Mark Moss. Hi, Mark Moss. Mark Moss, are you saying hi to yourself? I'm a bit confused now. Sorry. Have I missed you, Mark, somewhere? You've had said hello somewhere else earlier on and I've missed your comment. Apologies if I've missed... But you're saying... Mark, you're saying hi, Mark Moss. Am I reading it wrong? In fact, I like that. I'm going to go in on some people's streams and say hello, Dave. Hello, Dave. That was another brilliant comedy, wasn't it? It was The League of Gentlemen, where that guy, I can't remember the character's name now, used to go, hello, Dave. Dave, I like your wife, Dave. Dave, do you think I should do the entire stream like this, Dave? If nobody's seen League of Gentlemen in the chat, you're all going to be thinking, what hell of a weirdo is this? Oh dear. I haven't even had a drink. I've got some wine there as well. Oh look, we're stopping. We're stopping. Oh dear. Super Sprinter. I was around 12, so do you know what? I'm going to read your text when I stop, because we're stopping in a minute. Don't want to go out on a spad, do I? In fact, we're going a little bit... Yeah, that's better. That'll do. So, there is a sort of cheap, tacky way of seeing what it'll be like driving a 805 along this route. It's really nice to drive, actually. It's going to be really nice if it drives similar to this, which it should. Then it should be a nice pack to buy, I think. Something different on this route anyway, because I think it needs something else. It needs some love. You don't hear people talking about this route. Oh my god, we're in blurry madness here, aren't we? But that's weird, isn't it? Because we've just been on the Riviera and there was nothing. I'm wondering whether to make a little video actually and saying, is anybody else experiencing that there's no blurries on Riviera anymore, but it is everywhere else. Right, anyway, let's catch up on the chat. Super Sprinter, I was around 12, so fed it. Chips chips on the train on the way home. Oh my god, this sounds like that One Summer thing. Remember that drama called One Summer, where two Scousers went over to North Wales and they were feeding some chicks with a Mars bar? I was around 12, so I fed it chips on the train on the way home. I'd been out fishing, he liked them a lot. And he ended up on my local canal the day after. Bless. Burning Manning, that's it, Kit Kat. Yeah, Burning Manning, my god. Super Sprinter, I liked the fake Knight Rider episode. I can't remember that one. Southeastern Oxford, will you get the Class 90 add-on when it comes out? And do you like the different branding on them? Will I get it? I'll definitely get it, because I like making my videos. It's my hobby. It's what keeps me some sanity. And I enjoy connecting with the community like we are now through live streams, so I'll want to showcase it, so I will buy it. Sadly I don't get the opportunity to pre-test anything from pre-release date, unlike ambassadors do, where they get access a few days early. And that would be a great help to my channel if I was able to not be an ambassador, but you know, I haven't got enough experience for that anyway, but just to be able to, you know, showcase things for people who are on a tight budget and would like to see what things look like. So, but anyway, I usually buy it on the day of release, and people can check it out then. So yeah, I'll be getting it. KitKat, I was at the doctor's on Friday and he asked me to say, I said, why? He said, his dog had died. He then asked me to get on the couch. I said, why? He said, I want to sweep the floor. Oh dear. Oh dear. Magic. Right. I think, if you all like, I'll do one more half-hour journey. We need something half-hour-ish, don't we? What should we do? Different route, I think. I'm off to hit the hay. Have a great night, everyone. Yes, thanks for coming along, South Eastern. Much appreciated. Hope to see you again. Have a good night. Super Strunter. The one-armed man is King episode bloke who drives. It's called Ned. Watch that. It's super funny. Had me crying. Cool. I'll have a look into that one. How do you use the vigilance pedal on keyboard? There will be a designated key for it. In fact, I can't show you on this without going over to my PC, and to be honest, I don't want to connect up to the PC on this stream tonight, because it can be a bit of a faff sometimes swapping between platforms from the OBS side of things. It's straightforward enough, but sometimes like I lost audio. That was it. I lost audio one night. But yeah, there is a way of doing it. I don't know. That's not in there. When you're in the game, we'll go in the game in a minute. I'll show you where you can find shortcuts. But if you just Google them anyway, if you just Google something like what are the keyboard shortcuts, and someone somewhere would have posted a list of what they all are. But they are actually in the game, and they're actually on Dovetail's site. But I must admit they're not always the easiest things to find. Incidentally, you can play with keyboard on console as well if you plug it in, because I do that sometimes to use the high-speed cameras, and what else can you use it for? The horn. Oh, and the cab lights, because I can never find the bloody cab light, which is handy, which I think is the letter L if I remember right. Anyway, to the trains. Don't know if anybody's got any suggestions. I don't know what I fancy if no one's got any suggestions. Should we do a BR Blue Diesel? Or let's do something BR Bluey. Let's do the Class 40. See what... hang on. I like the one with the domino head code. And something about half-hour-ish. Drive this passenger service from Preston to Blackpool North. Should we do passenger, or is there a bit of freight somewhere along the way? Drive the freight service from Selwick Goods Loop to Kirkham. I don't remember doing that. Ever. But I have. Oh, hang on. What's this one? Drive this passenger service from Preston, Blackpool North. And I only got a gold badge for that whenever I did it, which I don't like. It looks untidy. I'm a bit OCD. I like to have all the platinums. So let's try and correct that, shall we? We'll have a bit more summer. and we'll have clear with me 50% cloud. Cathcart Kev, I'll speak. Yes, brilliant. Have you along? You do your insulin, cool. Yeah. Hope to see you on the next one. I'm hoping to do more live streams this week because I haven't done one for a little while. So hopefully catch you on another stream. That'll be nice. Have a good night, mate. Take care of yourself. Thumbs up to you, mate. Right. Let's get driving this thing, shall we? Bit of beer blue. Right, my dogs. I was going to let them out for the toilet, but it sounds like they're both asleep. So I'm not going to disturb them. They've probably secretly... So I've just put my master key in, put this into forward. They've probably done a... you know, one of my other puppies, when I had a puppy, you know, when you're house training dogs, nightmare. You know, it's quite stressful. I mean, my little puppy I got now, he's learned quite quickly, actually. He's quite good, but there's the odd occasion, particularly when he gets excited meeting new people. But my old puppy, I'll just put this straight brake on. He passed away a few years ago. He pooed in my slippers. And obviously I didn't know about it. And obviously you can kind of imagine the consequences that had. I mean, how did he... I mean, the dogs are intelligent, but, you know, how out of all the floor space in the entire house, why did he choose and manage to directly position himself over the opening to my slippers? Oh, do you know what? I'd let him do it every day if I could have him back. So here we are on the beautiful... Oops. Ooh. How did we do that? So, we've been locked away in this... Just get back in the cab. Lock the doors. We did put all our lights on, didn't we? That's the horn, is it? Instrument lights. 100%. Did we release the brakes? I can't remember. We need to lock those Did we lock the doors then? Oh, we're doing freight, aren't we? Why is my camera going to the inside? This is weird. My camera's going to... Something's going wrong. I'm assuming this is my train. Yeah, so we're on a passenger service. I mean, I was getting confused with myself because I said I was going to do freight. But decided to try and get the platinum for this one because I only got gold before. Right, let's just go. Oops, let's get the local brake off. Can't remember where the horn is on this. I think that's it, isn't it? Nothing like a bit of horniness. Especially on a Sunday night. We're past the 9 o'clock watershed, but Streamlabs doesn't know that. Right. So we're coming up to a 25 mile an hour speed limit. Obviously Preston is quite built up in detail, and so if you were expecting stutters, this would be a hotspot for it. And so far coming out of Preston, I've not had any stuttering. And I'm on console, and if you went in the stream from the beginning, I was mentioning that I play on console and PC, on a high-end PC as well. Well, much higher than the recommendations anyway for the game. And I find the stuttering's worse on PC. And I've got all my settings set up correctly. You know, on my GPU settings, I've got bespoke settings on my GPU and within the game. Hope you can hear. Oh, look at that. It's just, you know. She's just a beast, isn't she? Right, here we go for Brash. Hey boys, here we go. What's happened? The train's knocked me over. Bloody train. I don't know how loud you can hear it. I've turned it down in my ears, but off we go anyway. Now I've got to be careful along this route because you haven't got AWS on the Blackpool branches route. And the AWS does help in alerting you in the audio sense of letting you know there's a signal coming up. But with not having it on here, you have to keep your eyes on that top right HUD to know when a signal's coming up. So it can be a little bit more difficult to drive on here when not knowing what the aspects are. This is green. Hello there, answer dude, you're back, cool. I think you did you say you went away to have some food? I can't remember. I'm sure you said you were going away for some food. Did you eat any? Did you have something really nice, or just something quick and easy? We're on the Blackpool branches anyway. If you're wondering where we've been, you've just missed us playing West Coast Main Line south to Milton Keynes on a pretend 805, an 802 actually disguised as an 805 in my mind, using a bit of that imagination. Wait, what? You don't know what happened. Sorry, mate. I'm confused. I'm just rambling, mate. I'm just filling in the space. Oh, dear. I didn't eat anything. I can just... I am just playing Cathcart. Ah, right. Somebody else then must have said, oh, I'm off now to go and make some food. And so with you saying you've come back, I thought... it was you who'd gone away for food, but now you've said that. You're playing Cathcart Circle. Oh dear. Right. I hope the Cathcart Circle went well anyway. I like it. You know what? I quite like it, but I haven't played much of it. I think because, you know, I enjoyed, I think I've done all the scenarios on there. I enjoyed doing the scenarios. But I didn't stick with it in terms of timetable play because there's quite a lot of, you know, it's Scotland's kind of version. Well, they have got their own tube, haven't they? But it's like a tube service really, where you're just stopping what's this coming towards us, every few hundred yards. But I think that the station looks fantastic. In fact, I think it might have been my last stream. I did a ScotRail stream. My last stream was, I'm sure it was ScotRail, because I got these lovely liveries, and it was on PC, because you could only get this particular livery on PC. And I did one of the rail tours on Cathcart, and then I went over to the Fife Circle, which I quite enjoyed. I didn't realise how big the Fife Circle, is it called the Fife Circle? Fife Circle line? Position, right, this is yellow, so we need to get some speed. With having no AWS, you need to be a little bit sharper on the Blackpool branches line. I think we need to give this about 50% brake. Right, I should have started pulling that brake off a bit sooner. Can't see that signal yet. Still can't see it. I don't know what it is. It looks like, I think it could, there might be a bit of bread in there. Taking ages to slow this down. Why isn't it dropping down? Oh, we're going down now, I see. Yeah, that is red, isn't it? Has it just gone yellow? Objective complete. Okay. Yeah, it's gone up. I'm sure that was red, wasn't it? Right, we're being diverted. Do you know what, guys? I was quite impressed with myself there. Cathcart Circle, is it? I don't know why, but in some timetable modes you only have 1 second to open the doors. It's so annoying. Yeah, there's always those little quirks, isn't there? Those little tiny bugs which will probably never ever get repaired. You know, one little bug I find with some timetable stuff, and I can't put my finger on any particular route because I've seen it happen across a few, is, you know, you have to stop exactly on 0 yards for your station stop. And whereas in most timetabled stuff you've got at least 30 yards either side of the stop marker. Yeah, at least give me 3 minutes to set the train up like old 1 second to on the does. Yeah. A lot of the older routes, what's this light we got coming up here now? I can't remember what my last, it was green, wasn't it? My last light. Yeah, I know on some of the old TSW stuff, a bit more thrash here. on some of the old TSW routes, you don't get any setup time, do you? It's like, you know, the timetable starts and you've got to go, and then you've lost 2 minutes switching everything on. Oops, we're gonna speed in a minute if I don't get my brake off. I've got my brakes fully released, haven't I? Dad's Rail, I don't know if any of you's watched Dad's Rail. He doesn't stream or upload stuff on a as regular basis as he used to. But he still streams it. In fact, usually on a Sunday, I think. And I quite like watching it because he's a real train driver, you know, so you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, aren't you? And he always mentions that he wishes Dovetail would just have something in the settings so that you can just have your safety systems already switched on without having to go through the faff of setting them up. Which I agree, really. Because it, you know, once you've done it a few times, because he said that in real life the safety systems, and I don't know about BR Blue era, like that's a different kettle of fish, but you know, in the modern day stuff is when you enter the cab, all those things are already set as standard. Your AWS and all the rest of it, they wouldn't be switched off. But saying that, you know, it's been an interesting having to do that. It has made me learn more about safety systems. So had there been just an on button, it wouldn't have forced me to learn about it. Sorry, Anza dude, I don't know why Streamlabs are deleting your messages. Yeah, it might be because you're trying to send a link, maybe. Or you've mentioned a word that it doesn't like. It's very strict. It's caps. You're putting caps in. So it's saying that you were spamming caps. I don't know if it's given a temporary. It might have temporarily not banned you, but given you a 30-second cool-off thing. I don't know. I can't see from here because I can't monitor Streamlabs properly. So apologies about that. I hope it hasn't thrown you out. Just say hello without using capital letters. So I know it hasn't thrown you out completely. Super Sprinter. Yeah, I like Dad Rail. Says it how it is. Yeah, it does. I think he might get... I don't know if he's an ambassador, is he? Is he an ambassador? But obviously he doesn't participate in the same way as other ambassadors do. I don't know if there's sort of different tiers of ambassador where you have sort of like these ambassadors like Tintin or whatever, and then sort of another group of creators, contributors or creators who get earlier access to stuff. You know, because I know Tintin's got a stream already set up for tomorrow evening. You know, and he mentioned the other night on his stream that yeah, I got it on Friday. You know, so he's got time to learn it in advance to help other players tomorrow night before it releases on Tuesday, to help make them make a decision over buying it. But I'm not going to get that opportunity to do that. So I wondered whether Dad Rail was not an ambassador but someone who is given sort of early access But you know, I'm only a newbie anyway, a noob in this streaming thing, and maybe as I get a little bit more noticed, if I do, hopefully for the right reasons, then maybe I might have the chance to do that in the future. Right, what have we got coming towards us? We got a 101, have we? I'll have to do a 101 stream, 101 night. Oh, look, we've got a speed, and we've got to drop this down to 20 eventually. Do you know if he's an ambassador super sprint, whoever Dad's Rail is? I could have sworn he might have mentioned he was. I know they've definitely given him early access to stuff anyway, because he has mentioned that on some stuff that's been released in the past. Right. Don't know if we're going to get this down to 20. It's very easy to apply too much brake and then just lose the whole I think we're going to do it, aren't we? That's good enough for me. That signal always freaks me out because I think that signal on the right is my signal. And it's not. I still need to do a little bit more learning on these semaphores. Sometimes they can be a bit confusing as to which line they're referring to. I do love the semaphores. It's only recently, you know, that they've replaced the semaphore signalling along the North Wales line route where I live. I was so sad. It felt like I'd lost an old friend because I used to sit on the bridge and, you know, obviously would have a good idea then as to a train was on the way. And what's so annoying is, you know, because the bridge I used to sit on in a village called Greenfield, Hollywood Junction, the signal box was literally just a few hundred yards away from where we were sat, so you could actually literally see the guy pulling the levers. You know, and there was a man or woman who worked there, and their job just gone, you know, because they've just put all these fancy overhead signals in, and all of it now, all of the North Wales route, I think most of it, I think there might be a little part of it left, maybe the Anglesey area, I'm not sure, but most of the North Wales route now is all centralised in Cardiff for the signalling, so someone had said. You know, and to me, Cardiff is another country because North Wales and South Wales, it's just totally different places on the planet. People think that Wales is just a small little compact. People say it. You know, when I go to England, people say to me, I say, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Wales." "Oh, do you know John?" You know, like as if it's just a little village. You know, John, there's quite a few Johns and they're all over the place, mate. You know, what John you referring to? Where's he from? What's his name? Oh dear. Anyway. Nuclear cheesecake. Hello there, sir. Or madam. Nuclear... Hey, I like the look at... I didn't have a proper look there then. What's the signal got coming up here? Oh my god. Is that our signal? We're going to spad this. That's where we've spadded. Oh dear. Too much chatting. I'm sorry, folks. What a way to end the stream. So I didn't get my platinum on there, did I? Oh dear. I don't know. I wanted to look outside and I wasn't watching. See what I mean about AWS? Anyway. Right. Replay service. Timetable. Main menu. Thrill Seeker. What time to come in, Thrill Seeker? Hey David, I've tried not to play anything all day because I'm downloading. Right. Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, it's happened. I think that might be my first spad on. I have done spads live. One I think. But it was in my early days. Oh, thank you for your subscription, Nuclear. I like your name, Nuclear Cheesecake. That's quite a good name with the new thing they're releasing, isn't it? Right, I feel a bit bad just jumping out of the game on a spad. I feel I need to do a little short run. I don't want to do the same one again because that's just going to bore all of us. You know what? I haven't been on Cardiff for ages. They're all short 20-minute rides, aren't they? So let's get in the 150. In fact, maybe that spad is a bit of serendipity because apparently the 150 has been improved. It's had patches, hasn't it, in the what's it called? In the last patch update, there's a 15-minute one. That might be. Where's that from? Perform part of this commuter service from Cardiff Centre to Radur. I would rather do it the other way round. Actually arrive back in. Yeah, that's it. Should we do that then? That's a nice 16-minute. Yeah, so apparently they've updated the Class 150 in the Cardiff route. I'm assuming though when they say updated it's they've just transferred all the effects over from the improved version that's on the Riviera, I'm guessing. Right. Super Sprinters. Sorry, that episode is called Beauty and the Beast. I'm watching it now. All right, cool. Thrill Seeker, when does the core update come out? Well, there was a core update last week, wasn't there? I didn't actually do a news update on it. On that because I'm not really into doing news ones, but sometimes I will cover them if I feel I've got the time to do them. But yeah, there was an update last week, quite a big core update, so there won't be another one now until December. And so there won't be any crew and Birmingham updates until December now, which is I mean, if it takes that length of time, then it does, but it is what it is. But I think they could have fixed some of the things, such as the timetable for a start, you know. But anyway, it is what it is. Unlock the doors. Did they open or... No, they're not opened because I need to get my key in. unlocked. Yeah, that's right. Neutral. Forward. We need to sort out our safety systems, don't we? TPWS. Normal. I'm sure there's more stuff to be set here. Let's just sit down. Oh, it's the chair, isn't it? Vigilance. Reiki. Is there anything else that needs setting up? That all just seems a little bit... Have I missed anything out here? I think that's everything, isn't it? I'm used to everything being along here now. Like it is in the Riviera. What's that? What's this? I haven't seen this before. It just shows you I haven't really played... is that on? Right, okay. We haven't unlocked the doors. About our lights, aren't we? Instrument lights. I'm getting tired now. That's the excuse I'm going to give. And I can hear a glass of wine calling. Red wine. Right. I think it's the driver's side that you put on, isn't it? Left. Right, okay. I think that's everything set up. Right, let's go. Woo. It does, you know what? The purists were not happy about the sounds on the 150, have they, for a long time, going way back to the 150's first release. And that was kind of stuck, really. I don't know how many improvements to the sound can be made to... but anyway, it's close enough for me, anyway. Let's have a look. And dude, what? Wait, what day is the Class 20 nuclear coming out in Sydney? Oh, I don't know. Well, basically, it comes out here on console at 10 o'clock in the morning, in British time, 10 in the morning, and then on PC it comes out at 6 o'clock. So, if you're 5 hours forward... Oh, my shiny bloody light. Forgot we're on a stop-start ride here. Yeah. What was I saying? So just add... I'll take away whatever the hours difference is. Is it 5 hours? No, these platforms are quite short from what we've been stopping at, so we could end up with 2 spads in one night. There we go. That'll do. Doors open. Right, let's have a look. Let's check up. You haven't had the update. Sometimes the updates kind of happen behind the scenes, sort of, without you noticing, because mine just updated itself whenever I switched. I don't know whether my... I don't know how I've got my Xbox set up, actually. I think it does update itself even when it's switched off, or semi-switched off. So you wouldn't have necessarily had any kind of notification, I don't think. It just kind of happens in the background. And I think it's like that with Steam as well. Sometimes though, when if say you just happen to switch your Xbox on in that moment when it is doing it, you can't open the game. Do the 150 improvements require the Riviera line to work? No, they will work. I can kind of see why you've asked that, though. I don't know if you're a train sim classic player. I'm not, but I've noticed that you need to own everything in train sim classic to make anything work the way you want it to work. I mean, I've already shelled out a load of money on playing the enhanced version of the release of the North Wales route on Train Sim Classic, which requires various enhancement packs and various other locos and things. But no, the update has applied to this 150, but I don't know whether they've been applied to the Cornwall route. I just know they have on this anyway, because British Ace was playing on this the other day to check how well it's, you know, if it has been updated. Right, I think this has got a top speed of... Oh, where's the top speed thing? I think this is 75 anyway. I'm sure it says 75 up there in the Riviera line. What does it say there? Yeah, 75. For a moment there, hope everybody's had a good night anyway. I've had a good chuckle along the way. Bit peed off of that spad I just had though. A severe break in here, chaps. We're going downhill, we must be. It's taking ages to stop. Well, it sounds nice anyway. Ooh, step 2 is quite severe. Does it just stop at the end of the station on all of the Cardiff stations then? How many carriages? Oh, right. I didn't realise. I thought I only had 2 carriages. Oh, okay. Right then. Always good watching us. Oh, thanks, mate. It's really appreciate it. And thanks for coming along to it. To all of them as well, and keeping in touch. It's means a lot. Did I not open the doors? See, this is why I was talking about using like a carry-on thumbnail. Carry on having dangerous rides with Dave. Carry on ride with Dave. I'm going to put that one up next Sunday. That would have been good, wouldn't it? A carry-on made on the trains. Just, you know, sort of a carry-on version, something a bit similar to on the buses kind of thing, but on the trains instead, a carry-on film. Feels a bit sluggish pulling off. It's probably me though, so don't take me. I mean, we're going downhill, we should be... Right. Thrill Seeker, is it just me, or does the BTP 350 appear too often on CB? Yeah. I don't know, to be honest with you. I must admit, I have seen it a lot, but I haven't played that route a lot because it's got to the point of where it's not enjoyable to play on either platform, I'm finding, with the state of the route, sadly, because it's a beautiful route. And it's going to be great when everything is ironed out. To be honest with you, I don't understand what the British Transport Police 350 is about. Is it just a train for police people? Well, I don't understand it. I need to look it up, or someone to explain to me what is its purpose. Is it just a police train? What is it? I mean, I'm sure there isn't like 20 police officers going up and down the Birmingham crew route all day. Surely driving up and down without passengers. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I'm just waffling now. I don't get it. Right, let's get this machine stopped. Talking of machines, I was wondering whether to do a video on this new steam machine. I don't know if any of you have heard about it, but I've been wondering whether console players attempted to transfer over from their Xboxes or PlayStation and buy this new Steam machine, which Valve are releasing as part of Steam, sort of like an in-between PC and console thing. And it looks great, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't move over from Xbox or PlayStation to the Steam machine. You'd have to buy all your content all over again, which is what, you know, I've had to do. And I'd wait and see to hear reviews first on how good it is, because at the end of the day, it's not going to be a high-end computer, but it will meet the requirements for the game. But you'd be better off, because they reckon it's going to be priced somewhere around the 600 quid mark. And you'd be better off having your own PC built that meets your own specific needs. But if you're on an outdated PC, and that's a better spec than that old outdated PC, it might be worth it. But again, I would still consider a normal PC. Just got more flexibility with it. The handy thing is about this Steam machine that they're releasing is that it's no bigger than it's smaller than a shoebox, really. So it's handy to have it if you play in the living room like I do. But I've got a PC in my living room anyway. I've got it tucked behind one of the chairs, and I've just got long HDMI cables. Christ, at this rate we're going to be doing another spot. Right. I think it's just to promote safety. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah. Right, from the little experience I've had with this route, I find this annoying. It just keeps creeping over, but I'm going to drop it down to 12. Oh yeah, now we're going uphill. So I'll apply a bit of throttle now. Super Sprinter. We used to have a class 121 going around West Midlands full of police catching kids playing chicken. Was called the Q train. Wow. I remember innocently watching the trains where I live, and yeah, we weren't up to any mischief or anything on this particular day, but never were around the railways anyway, really, but mischief everywhere else. But the police did turn up, and they were having a right go of us. They were accusing us of throwing stones at the trains, and it definitely wasn't us. But because we were kids, they just didn't believe us. Right. It looks like that's it, is it? There we go. Cardiff Central. Just before we go, though, well, we'll just let them. Let's see. We'll put that into. Hang on. What am I trying to do? That needs to go into full service. I want to put that into neutral. Why can't I put that into neutral? What? Have I got my throttle on? Yeah, that'll be it. Neutral. And DRA on it. Lock the doors. Right, so have I done that service before? Because it doesn't give me any badge there, does it? But anyway, let's just go back into free roam, and let's just go into my 5th camera. Right, so I just wanted to show you all something. Where is it? Where's the entrance? Wow, I've just been thrown right up in the air, but that's you don't normally get to look that high up, do you? That's just thrown me right up in the air. That looks cool. A full view of Cardiff. Yeah, I'll do it slowly so you can see properly. I didn't mean to do that, by the way. This wasn't intentional, but it's just kicked me right up high. I'm high as a kite now. High as a kite. Anyway, so this is... Oh, I can't get to it. This is the new entrance, which I used to get down to my hotel when I was doing some work in Cardiff. My camera's jumping around everywhere. And this is the old entrance over here. And when I saw it, I was disgusted at that. That is terrible. Now, I don't know whether the station was boarded up for maintenance or something on this side for a temporary moment, but that looks awful. And this is what I mean about exterior train station detail, especially main stations that feature in the games. I know they can't put detail in absolutely everything, you know, including, you know, Mrs. Jones who's doing a shopping over there somewhere, but you know, there's not even the door there to it, so that paid me off. Unless it was boarded up when it was based on this time period, I don't know. Anyway, Anza Jude. Sorry about earlier on, Streamlabs was not allowing you to say whatever it is you want to do, but thank you for coming along, mate. Much appreciated. Nice to have you. Hope to see you again. I'm off now too as well, so thank you very much. Super Sprinter, we use... Oh yeah, I've read that one, haven't I? I lost two mates at Marston Green, one messing about on the track, hit by an 87, and another jumped over a girl without 2 years of each other. Oh my god, it's just mad. Right, anyway, I would just like to thank you all for coming along on this Sunday evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have too. It's nice to be back on the streams. It's really pushes me to the... It really challenges me, because it's really weird being live. You know. But anyway, compared to doing the recorded videos that I make too. Right, so good night everybody. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Hopefully I will see you sometime on Tuesday with the release of the nuclear flask release if you're about, and try and showcase that. Yeah, so thank you very much. Have a good one. Take care now, and goodbye.